You can see this just comes down perfectly and touches that 161.8 level, $4,100 in profit. Now I'm up almost 7,000 on the week in the first like couple days of trading. This past week, I screen recorded all of my trades and was able to bank over $7,000 in just 5 days of trading. Not only that, but I did this being wrong 57% of the time. And you might be wondering, how is it possible to be wrong more than half the time, but still average $1,000 in daily trading profits? Okay, that's exactly why I'm going to be going through all the recordings of my live trades from this past week. I'm going to show you exactly how I find the setups, where and why I'm entering the market, all the indicators I have on my chart, and how you can start replicating this exact process starting with as little as $100. Okay, if that sounds interesting, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like trading and investing. But now let's get right into breaking down these trades. All right, so let's get into breaking down the first trade of the week, which was on VeChain. The interesting part about this VeChain trade is actually something new that we're discovering in the private side of our trading community, which is something called hidden divergence. So this was a 358 trade, and you can see I was able to lock in roughly $2,700 on this trade. Now I covered 358s a lot. I'll put a card at the end of the video if you want to watch a full video showing how to do this, but I'm going to go a little bit faster through this setup now so that it doesn't get redundant. All right, so anytime I'm looking for these trades, all I need is a downtrend established here and then a push up through that trend. First step was this projection from this low up to this high here, which is going to give me a resistance zone at 161.8 and then a perfect top contact point at 261.8. Okay, notice how we have a nice parabola into this zone and we have a nice even break of this 3 level. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice breakdown here of this 3 level. And then all I'm doing is taking a position here at the 61.8, risk over this high of 5 to trade down into the C wave. All right, this is what's really interesting about this trade. What we've been noticing when we're trading these 358s, when we find something called divergence using our InevitTrade Pro Plus indicator, okay, these are very high conviction plays where usually the trades trade in our favor. So let me explain exactly what I mean by this divergence. So we're getting a push up in our RSI highlight strip here over this 70 zone here, which is showing us that the relative strength of this pair is overvalued. So we can see this highlight peak here corresponds with this high level of our 3 wave. Notice how the price action trades up substantially higher into this 5 zone, but yet the highlight strip over here, even with the higher price action, is actually lower than the previous lower price action. This is called divergence. Anytime we're seeing this, this means the price of the instrument is still moving up, but the relative strength is actually less than the previous move, which is usually indicative of the price selling off. So anytime we're seeing this and we can short into that 61.8, this is a zone of weakness, and this is going to substantially help your success rate on these 358s. Usually this is stuff that we're just sharing with the premium, but it looks like you lucked out, and I'm going to show you even better tips as we continue through this video. All right, so now all I wanted to do is put my entry level here at the 61.8, stop loss over this high, and take profit to be determined. Price trades into our entry. Now we're in profit. Once I get a price move down like this and we break the A wave, what I want to do to set my take profit is taking this Fibonacci projection here, starting at B, going to A, back up to B, and that's going to give me a 161.8 and a 261.8 projection. Okay, what I'm now going to do is take a fib retracement off of this overall trend up to 5 right there. I know it's a lot of fibs, there's a lot of lines. Bear with me. We got to get a little bit crazy to make some money. Whichever projection over here is closer to this green level, closer to the overall 61.8, that's going to be our target for our take profit. So you can see 261.8 is below the 1 wave. It's almost at the beginning of the trend. We really want to use 161.8 in this situation. So let's play this forward. You can see price trades down, boom. Hits that level, and now look what happens. That's where we get the perfect response level before this comes almost all the way up and retests our entry. As soon as we're getting a break of this A wave, we're gonna reduce risk down over this B level. And so now basically we have a 1 to 7 risk reward. And in this instance, since we had a kind of an extended 5th wave and a really big A wave, my risk reward was a little under 1 to 3 once it actually developed, but I was still able to lock in that $2,752 to start off my week. All right, let's go into trade 2. This was the biggest trade of the week for me. The reason I love this trade is because everything happened really quickly and I was able to get in and out. And you'll see on one of the other trades, actually 2 of the other trades, that was not the case. And it was very, very psychologically taxing considering I'm screen recording my trades. Usually I like to walk away, not look at them, but I'm recording them here for YouTube. So I'm forced to watch them, which is sort of another psychological element I don't love, but I'm doing it for you guys. Make sure you smash the like button. So let's get into this breakdown here. Once again, projection off of 1. We're catching the drift. I think you guys know how this works now. Now, resistance into 261.8, deep retracement on 1. Everything's looking beautiful. Simple 1 wave, complex 3 to 4, up to 5. Everything's looking saucy. Let's get into our entry now. Okay, in this situation, I wasn't going to take another crap risk reward. So notice how my Fibonacci here was giving me 1 to 3. I was going for an ultimate Hail Mary. I actually wanted to come down to my 61.8 here and try to make 5.66. So this would be almost a $6,000 profit trade. And this would happen in like probably 2 hours. But I did the responsible thing and I used my proper projection. Once again, downward channel, 61.8 in here. I moved my entry up a little bit because if it missed and came down, that's fine with me. But if it pushed a little higher, as most all these trades do, I wanted to make sure that I was getting into the trade at an optimal level. See, we got a big candle up into here, filled me, stop loss over that high, price action dropping down underneath this A wave. Now we can reduce risk by a little bit. And you can see this just comes down perfectly and touches that 161.8 level. All right, so just a couple hours, $4,100 in profit. Now I'm up almost 7,000 on the week in the first like couple days of trading. So what do? Of course, I have to keep trading because I'm like, I want to have a, 5-figure week. This is going to be amazing. And then you could see that went downhill, but we always want to contain our losses, right? We want to make sure that we're keeping our head. A lot of times what's going to happen is you're going to lose, and you're going to get in your head and think, oh man, I suck at trading. I've been doing this a long time. I know a lot of professional traders. All of them, when they go on losing streaks, you feel like an idiot. Okay, it's not easy to get through that, but you have to remember how these feel on the other way out. Big gains will wipe away all of those, and gains come in bunches and losses come in bunches. It's very rare that you're getting an even distribution of wins and losses. You're going to get a ton of wins, a ton of losses. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster. The key is to mitigate the loss, try to make sure you have quality setups with tons of confluence, and let the trades play out. And that's exactly what we did on OPU. Let's go to the next trade setup that we had here on AAVE. All right, and if you want to get more hands-on learning about things like this, we're going to be doing a live training event in the next week. You can check out the details about that in the description below. We're going to be doing giveaways and talking about all the indicators and strategies that we're using inside the private trading team. So check that out if you want to come ask questions and learn more. All right, in this situation, projection here off of 1, 3, 4, and then 5. Reason I love this was because look at this beautiful head and shoulders pattern. Okay, this was a really strong uptrend that I figured was going to break off of this level, test up here, and then at least drop down for me to try to reduce risk on this trade. This was primed up and ready to go to have a 1 to 4 risk reward, and this would have been another $4,000 winner. And then we just came up, finally broke through this resistance level, which was definitely a resistance level, and stopped us out for a little over $1,000 loss. Now, good thing about this trade is I only lost $1,000. On the other big loser I had on 1 inch, I lost a little bit more money. We're going to go over why that was and how to try to avoid that in the next setup. Let's take a look at 1 inch now. All right, this is a different system that I'm not going to specifically cover because it's proprietary to our private trading team. All right, there's really not much to unpack here. I was trying to get short into a double resistance zone where we had an underside retest, downwards resistance, and a highlight strip on my RSI with a crossover on my moving average convergent divergent. This ended up just trading sideways. We definitely did get our resistance, but we just didn't have enough downward selling pressure for this trade to come to fruition. A lot of times what's going to happen is your technical levels are going to be right, but really what we're doing when we're finding technical weaknesses or strengths is entering an area where the path of least resistance is going in the direction of us making money, and the most resistance, or what's going to take a drastic change, is where we place our stop loss. So in this situation, it tried to reverse and it just had too much buy pressure before this came up and stopped us out. In this situation, we got a big candle through our exit, so this stopped me out for $1,200, 20% more than I was anticipating to risk. I like to keep my risk at $1,000, so we got a little bit lost to slippage here. But I will say, trading here on BingX, the liquidity is much better. We have extremely high leverage. I can get up to 100x leverage, which means that if I'm starting with $100, okay, if I use 100x leverage, I'm going to be paying a decent amount in fees, but I'm going to have access to $10,000 worth of capital, which is going to allow me to start executing these trades using $10, $15, $25. I can get the experience with real money, but I'm not blowing up massive accounts. And when you have your process put together, then you can put a lot of money into that and start churning out $200, $300, $400, $500 in profit per day and start your day trading career that way. This is why crypto is amazing. This is why these exchanges are amazing. I have the link to sign up on BingX in the description below if you want to give it a shot. On this next trade, this was also a CH1, similar to the setup we had on 1 inch. Price action came up into my underside retest, into resistance. I found a pocket of resistance over here, following my other indicators. Okay, the good thing about this trade is once this sold off into this level, we hit our 23.6 level. I reduced risk by half. This came down and then just started chugging up through, stopped us out for $478 worth of loss. Funny thing about this trade setup is immediately I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, full profit down to C. Just for fun, I want to see if this projection is going to line up. I just noticed this doing the video. Once again, 161.8 off of a shallow retest into 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that perfect entry in 61.8 down to what would be full profit for a 1 to 3 risk reward. It's so fun once you start trading, because normally this looks like nothing to the average eye, but once you start visualizing, like I can tell that this is going to be a 61.8 retest and this is a perfect 3.5A, just something for us trading nerds to enjoy. Camera died real quick, so we're going to finish up while we're eating dinner. The good thing about this trade is I basically broke even. I lost 13 bucks on this because I was basically just getting out as soon as this happened. The annoying part is not only this, but it's just looking at this. Like, not that this is even my system or that I would do this, but like if I were to hold my position and have my same risk, I would have made $18,000 in one day. I'm not saying that I would or that I could have predicted this. I want to design a system like this, but like $18,000 trading PEPE, a meme coin, that sounds like something degen in crypto. Oh, fuck with that, man. Anyways, the part that I really liked about this PEPE setup was not only the fact that we had this really nice impulse wave out of this downtrend here, which is prime time for establishing a new trend and finding a short position, but it was also if we found this resistance here, this resistance level here, and then stretched a parallel line up to this high here. You can see highlight strip here in exactly a 261.8 parabolic run into resistance at the same level. Having those two things happen at the same time, I was like, oh wow, this is going to be an amazing trade. So that's why I wanted to be able to trade this down to at least a 61.8 so that I could make 5 risk factors, make $5,000, and then close the week out. The unfortunate part is this traded down to, look, our 161.8 perfectly rounded this corner and then came up and just stopped us out, just kissed us, stopped us out over highs, and then this proceeded to just roll off. I mean, it immediately came down and would have taken me out for profit fully on both of them, but anyways, trailed off, ended up losing $13 on this trade. All right, so let's take a look at the total week's summary for our trades. You can see I'm currently in another 3.5A short right now, up about 300 bucks. I'll probably be showcasing this in the next live trade video, but let's do a breakdown on the current week's profits. Okay, so like I said, we had 7 total trades over 5 or 6 days. Let's see how many risk factors we went up. So we went up a total of 7.3 risk factors and had a total profit of $7,200. Now, keep in mind, this is me losing 1, 2, 3, call it 3 to 4 trades. So about half the trades I'm losing, and I'm still coming out with that significant loss. So the next thing that I'm going to do is take all of the trades from this past week, screenshot them and drop them over here and add the date, the ticker, whether it was long or short. This will automatically calculate the P&L. So you can see if I put a negative value in here, it's going to change to red and it's going to consider it a loss over here. So 4 losses. If I go ahead and back that out, now we have 3 total losses. So I arranged this to auto calculate all of those things. That way, what you can do is you can go through all your trades and see all of the winners. You can combine all these charts and look at all the commonalities between the winners, visualize the way the winners look, and look at all of the losers and see how the losers look, and look at the market conditions, look at the time of the market. And you can go over to this tab, look at the trading stats. This is going to show you your longing statistics, okay, and all of your shorting statistics, average win, average loss, etc. I'm going to put this sheet in a resources section in the description, as well as the InevitTrade Pro Plus indicator that we find divergences with. And I'm also going to share with you this indicator, which I think is really cool. So watch. It's called the InevitTrade Position Size Calculator. I can click on my entry, click on my take profit, and click on my stop loss level, type in the dollar amount risk that I want, hit apply, and it's going to populate a chart of the quantity I need to enter with, my entry price, my take profit price, my estimated profit, and my risk reward on the trade. I really like how it puts it on the chart here. And if you ever want to toggle it on and off, you could just go like that. I'm going to put that in the resources section with everything else as well. But anyways, I'm going to hang out and watch this BNB trade, even though I probably shouldn't be watching it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you like trading and investing. Check out those resources below. Check us out on Discord. We have an amazing trading community. Until next time, guys, I will see you all in the next video.